Hi, this is Love Reading with Joan. We are here again this Thursday afternoon and we want to have a lovely time reading with you. I hope you've been enjoying this session with us as we do enjoy ourselves, don't we, girls? Once again, this is Jedidah.
Hi.
And Jemima. Usually I call her first, so she was just expecting to be called first, and I made a change today. So, um, Jed finished reading A Twist of Tale yesterday. Three lovely fairy stories, which were amazing lessons we took out of it. But today she's going to start reading Wartman. And I hope you enjoy it as we read along today. And Jemima, what book are you still going to be reading?
Gonna be reading Science Geek Sam and his secret logbook.
Good. So we are continuing reading Science Geek and we'll see what's happening to all the meteorites. And yesterday we gave out some quiz from the two books. Our winner is Ayo and Bayo again. Guest star for them. So we are owing them two gifts. And Chimdi. We had two winners because they answered almost at the same time. One answered on Zoom and the other answered online. So it was just fortunate that the two won the prizes at the same time. So we're logging all the people that are winning, and once the lockdown is over, we would be able to ship out all the presents. So fingers crossed, we owe you a present. So today, Jed, are you going to start reading now?
Yeah.
Okay, so Jed is going to start reading.
I'm telling you, it would have been a lot better if I'd broken a leg playing football. I'd have a plaster leg that everyone could sign. It would have been better still if I'd been ill and had to go off to hospital. Then everyone would have sent me cards, flowers, and grapes. But I didn't break a leg and I didn't go to hospital. I got a lousy wart instead. Typical. And called Dilly Watson. Is Dilly really? But my big brother Jim, he's 5 years older than me, called me Dilly when he was this little, and it just stuck. I've been Dilly ever since. I was born wart-free and stayed that way for nearly 9 years. Dilly's my class teacher, Miss Erskine, described me to my mother at a parent evening when she thought I wasn't listening. Dilly's such a happy, smiley sort of a boy. And that's just what I used to be. But then things went wrong. Badly wrong. Only last term I was on top of the world. I was centre forward in the school football team, and in the school election I was chosen as a member of parliament. I promised them everything if they vote for me. A swimming pool, free sweets, a cola fountain in the playground, an end to all lessons and holidays whenever the sun was shining. They didn't believe a word, of course, but they still voted for me. Well, most of them did. Penny Prosser and her crowd didn't, but she's never liked me anyway. Do you know what she said once? She said that football's stupid and that Gizky was rubbish. I've never forgiven her for that. Never. I mean, she can say what she likes about football, what to say about Ryan Giggs. Anyway, besides Penny Prosser and her lot, they didn't matter. Everyone thought I was just about the bee's knees. If you know what I mean. Mr. Popularity. That was me. I was top dog, king of the castle, and member of parliament for the Granard Primary School. And I was Miss Erskine's favourite too. I could tell from the way she smiled at me. That was last term, a long time ago, before BW, before the war. A wart comes up on you slowly.
She's reading chapter 2. Slow down. Okay.
A wart comes up on you slowly. It creeps up on you without you knowing. I had this little pimple on this knee. It was just a tiny little pimple.
Children, can you see the tiny what that is growing on Dilly's leg? It's a tiny, 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 tiny little wart on Dilly's leg. Can you see that? And he's so upset about it. So, come on.
It didn't itch either. It was just a tiny round pimple. It didn't itch either, so I didn't take much notice. Not at first. Then I began to see it every night in the bath. It didn't wash off either, and it was always there the next night too, even though it still didn't bother me. I mean, everyone has pimples, don't they? Even Miss Erskine has one on her arm just above her watch. I've seen it.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on.
Anyway, one evening I was sitting on the sofa with my big brother Jim. We were just watching television. You shouldn't do that, Dilly, Mum said to me. Do what? You're picking at it. You shouldn't pick at it. You'll get them all over your hands if you're not careful. What do you mean? Warts, Dilly, she said. Warts? I haven't got warts. Only one at the moment, Dilly, she said. Well, you go on fiddling with it, and it'll get bigger. They spread, like mushrooms, silly Dilly, said Jim. She'd only pick them first thing in the morning. That's what I heard. Who's a silly Dilly then? Jim could be a real pain sometimes. Luckily for me, Mum thought so too, and so did Dad. You are disgusting, Jim, said Mum, and she sent him out to get some shoes on. Jim was always slouching about the house in his bare feet. Mum couldn't stand that, and he was always playing his music too loud upstairs. Dad really hated that. I was definitely the goody two-shoes in the family, and I liked it that way. Don't take any notice of him, Dilly, Mum said when he'd gone out. It's not really a wart, is it? I asked her. Mum sat down beside me on the sofa and looked at it more closely. Looks like it to me, Dilly. I've been noticing it for a few weeks now, but it'll be all right. It'll go away on its own, but only if you leave it alone. Jim was singing as he went upstairs, loudly, deliberately loudly, so that we could hear. Who's got a wart, Dilly Lily? Who's got a wart? Jim! Mom shouted, and he shut up.
Okay. Can we continue tomorrow? Yeah. So, Jeff, well done for your nice reading. Do you have any question for the viewers today?
Uh,
Can I ask a question?
How did Dilly get the wart?
Hmm. Can I ask a better question? Who was sent out of the sitting room for being naughty? Who was it? Who was sent out of the sitting room for being naughty? Is that okay? So, kids, I hope you enjoyed Jed's story about Wartman, about Dilly and his what? So, who is playing music today? Jamie. So come on, Jamie. Here we go. Jamie's playing a French horn today. Jamie is a woman of many talents. Ah ha ha. Come on, Jamie. Wow, great. That's cool. That's cool. What's the title of the song you just played?
Puppets dance.
Puppet Dance. That's nice. So, Jamie, can you continue reading for us from
Science Geek Sam and his secret logbook.
what page are you reading on now?
29.
We are on page 29. We are doing so well. Yeah, come on. Let's read on.
All day we did unplanned activities. We spent some time drawing what we had seen the day before, to process our feelings, as Mr. Nolan put it. I drew a dinosaur flattened by a meteorite. We were allowed to read comics, and we watched the film Romeo and Juliet after our lunch break. 10 minutes left until home time. Can we leave early, sir? Archie said. To do some more processing? No, I can't let you do that, Mr. Nolan said. I have to talk to you all first. I wanted to do this yesterday, but we, were hit by, well, it just didn't happen. So, I've got this really awesome idea that we can do over the next few weeks. It's called a people library. Archie and I looked at each other. A what? I said. A people library. A place where we can borrow people. Matteo chuckled. Epic, Martin shouted. I'll borrow millionaire. In my head, I pictured a library with lots of people next to each other on shelves. Somewhere high up, you needed a ladder to reach them. But then the teacher said, of course it's not a real library. A people library means that you borrow interesting people for an hour or so. They come to school and tell us about something they know about. Like, Mr. Nolan frowned and looked at the ceiling. Well, for instance, the Himalayas, or Einstein, or hot air balloons. Archie's hand shot up. Sir, can we have Steve Backshall or Bear Grylls? Archie loves adventures and deadly creatures, especially crocodiles and snakes. He has a corn snake which he feeds dead mice. That would be fantastic, Mr. Nolan says, but perhaps we can find someone locally first. Who has a parent who can share an interesting story? Me, Rachid shouted. My dad is a refugee. He came in a lorry and on a ferry.
Oh dear. Okay, come on.
That would be brilliant, said Mr. Nolan. Do you think he'd be happy to come and talk to us? Rachid frowned. I'm not sure. My dad is a firefighter, Luke called. He's really awesome. He puts out fires, and last week he broke a window to rescue someone on the 3rd floor. My mum tests poo in the hospital, Matteo shouted. Yuck! Florence shrieked. Christy covered her eyes. Anna groaned. How gross is that? How does she test the poo? Martin asked. I wanted to know that too. Yes, how does she do it actually? Does she wear a gas mask and gloves? Is it human or dog poo? Mr. Nolan raised his hand. Hang on, let's pause here.
Let's all have a think first about who we can invite, okay? This is going to be really exciting. We can borrow one or two grown-ups each week. Sir, I ask, does it have to be a parent? Can it be another relative? An uncle, maybe? Of course, Mr. Nolan said. That's fine with me. My uncle knows everything about meteorites. Now, this is an email from Sam Billington to Uncle Jack. Subject, People Library.
You want to show them?
Um,
So that was the email that was sent to Sam's uncle. Yes, I read the email.
Hi, Uncle Jack. Thanks a million for the Fab telescope. It works brilliantly, even if it's rusty and scratched. I've just spotted Mars and Saturn's rings. Quick question. My teacher wants to start up a people library. It means our class brings in people who have something interesting to share. If our parents have boring jobs, we're allowed to ask someone else. Could you please come and tell us all about meteorites? Mum says you are very busy, but please remember Granny's birthday. Cheers, from Sam. From Professor Jack Scott McNeil to Sam Billington. Subject, reply of People Library. Dear Sam, I'm thrilled you managed to spot Saturn's rings. Well done. I remember the first time I saw them in Granny's back garden. It was totally awesome when you spotted Jupiter's moons. One thing to try out is to follow their movements for a few days and see how much their positions change as they rotate around Jupiter, of course. About your question, yes, I'd be delighted to do a talk for your people library. Next week I'm in Cambridge, but I'm back on Friday and I could squeeze in a visit to your class then. Let me know if your teacher's up for that. I can tell you all about meteorites and our amazing universe. All the best, Uncle Jack. P.S. Tell your mum that, yes, I'm very busy, but I have managed to arrange a birthday present for Granny. What? Mum exclaimed. Why didn't you ask me? Sigh. Mum, please. We only borrow interesting people. What did you say Uncle Jack had bought for Granny? From Sam Billington to Uncle Jack. Reply, People Library. Hi, Uncle Jack. Please could you come early on Friday at 9ish so we can skip PE? Mum asks exactly what you got for Granny. No skydiving, please. From Professor Jack Scott McNeil to Sam Billington. Subject, reply, People Library. Dear Sam, excellent, I'll be there. See you on Friday, Uncle Jack. P.S. Please tell your mum not to worry about Granny's birthday. I've organised a wild bird safari from a comfortable boat.
Wow, that's interesting. So, there was a concept that came out from today's reading about People's Library. And something occurred to me. Why don't we start a story library in Reading with Joan? How about that, girls? Now, kids, if you have your own story you want to read, why don't you tell us and we'll bring you on board and you read for the day. What do you think? So that we have other people reading and not just these two. Oh, there we go.
Mommy, mommy,
Yes. So if you have your story, tell your mom and your dad. You can inbox us, tell us, and then we'll send a link to you so you can come in on board and you read the story for today. It's going to be 5 minutes every time you read a story. How about that? Do we have a plan? Let us know. But did you enjoy today's story? And Jeremy, what is your question today? Do you have any question?
Yeah.
What's the question?
So I'm gonna ask, what did Meteor's mum do as her job?
What does Meteor's mom do as a job? If you know the question and you know the answer, you can get the prize for today. So the first question again, who was sent out of the room when he or she was rude? And the second question, what does Meteor's mommy do for a job? Oh, I don't want to say it. It's
Don't say anything.
so I won't say anything. So so kids, if you know the answer, inbox us and you win the whoever tells us the answer first wins the prize. So thank you for joining us today at Reading with Joan. We'll be expecting you to join us on Reading with Joan on board, and you'll be reading your stories, and we'll have fun together just reading stories. Especially for those of you that started writing your own stories, we want you to read your stories with us. I would appreciate that so much. Meanwhile, if you write your own story and you read for us, you get a prize for doing that. Because we are trying to make sure kids can write their own stories. So get on your paper and your pen, write something beautiful, and get a prize when you read for us. Is that okay, girls? Do you have a story to read for us? Ah, no, you're not reading your stories. I don't want to give you any prize. I don't want to give you any prize. Anyway, so kids, thank you, and we'll come back tomorrow as we read with Jones. Bye bye. Have a good day. Bye.